the election, and this is a conversation for another sort of a longer conversation, because we have to go back beyond what's happening now. And so part of our, I think our problem is we get to a point of reaction type politics and even reaction type business or decisions. And when I travel throughout the country, if you ask people, did you expect them to read the election? They're going to say yes. Then the question then becomes, why were reforms not put in place, either through the GNU, where there was where the opposition had a majority in parliament? Why did we give up certain rights that were supposed to be given under ZEC? And we look at, even from the last election, which was a very close election, and clearly, evidentially, that there were issues there in how the result was then presented to the people. But nothing was put through. There was no process that, even for people to yell or push inside or galvanize citizens. Now we're in the 11th hour and we're asking ourselves, what are we going to do? The answer is going to be very difficult to do anything about it. So for us, instead of spending so much time on the problem, we're starting to look at solutions. What are our strategies that we can put in place, and where can we win and galvanize the voice we need to? But I will tell you what the most critical part is. We need our citizens to register to vote. They need to take advantage of that. There has to be some part of it where it's not just left up to the politicians. It's not just left up to one or two people. There's a part of it that we have to take responsibility, the way we can go. Literally, we're asking possibly for 4 days for the next 5 years. We're asking citizens to commit to 4 days, maybe not even full 4 days. One is register to vote. Even if it takes you all day, we're asking you to stand in line and get that registration registered to vote. 2, we want you to actually go cast your vote on voting day. And then 3 and 4 is stay there. So there might be a day or two where you're waiting for the V11 to come out, but stay there at the polling station and ensure that the result comes out from that polling station. You know, 5 years is a long time between 2023 and 2028, that if we miss this opportunity now, we can't really complain very much until we get to 2028. But I can tell you for a fact that our politicians failed to put through reforms, and now we're dealing with this situation of free and fair elections. This country is not really sat on free and fair elections for a very long time, so I'm not surprised that Reagan's coming. If people are surprised, they've been asleep at the wheel. And that's the honest truth. They're just sleeping at it, or they got used to it. They're enjoying the state coffers and state money, and then certain things are just going through Parliament and passing. We can't do that anymore. The beauty of where we are today is that we are informed. There's information now. Maybe 20 years ago, people didn't know until it's too late. Today, people know. People have been calling for these reforms for years, and we have not put them through. So for us, we're focused on the solution and not much of the problem. You know, what is the strategy we're going to use? And we have that for DUZ.